All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully, some more of you will let me know you're there. And there's Donna. Hi. Hi, Mom. Thanks for jumping on. Many of these treasures that I'm going to share potentially maybe came from my mom's collection too. So I know some of the postcards I'm going to share later in today's event came from my mom's collection. So luckily, we're going to have lots of treasures to share. All right, I'll get started. So first of all, I wanted to thank everybody who has joined the Facebook Vintage Made Modern group in order to see this event because that is the platform I'm live on today, and hopefully going to continue to do live events, planning on next Friday as well. So I'll keep you posted on what events I'm doing and when and where. And the best place to get that information is my newsletter. So I know many of you are already newsletter subscribers, and I really appreciate you being a part of the community. If you're not on my newsletter list, please go to amybarrickman.com and register. You get a nice little free gift PDF when you join that has some fun labels you might want to use for tagging Christmas presents this year. And then I will also say I'm sending out a survey in the next couple days, very soon, that I'd love to get your feedback on. I am working on a new project, a membership group, and I'm doing a survey to get your input because it's really about bringing a community together where we can share treasures, we can share history, we can share our creativity with each other and support each other and inspire each other. So we're going to start today doing that. And there's Rebecca Meyer. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca's a wonderful, talented artist that I know from the wonderful industry that I am a part of sewing and quilting and handmade. So welcome, Rebecca. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to start out, I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm planning on today. I'm going to take you through and show you some of my vintage Santas that are purchased Santas versus handmade. And then I'm going to move into showing you some really interesting and unique handmade Santas. I will then offer you some ideas related to things that were in the Vintage Notions book and show you some things I've done recently related to the Vintage Notions book, and also vintage ephemera or my postcard and book collections. I'm going to share some of that too. So to start out, we'll jump right in now that we know we have people on board and watching. Again, keep commenting, keep telling me you're there. I'd really appreciate any feedback you can give me. And if you have your own stories to share about something that I show, please jump on and tell me your own traditions or memories or stories. Okay, so to start out with, I have this little guy, and you know what, I'm just realizing I'm not even full screen. There I am. I can see myself now a little better. This is actually a bank. So I travel to a lot of different antique shows, flea markets, and I'm not sure exactly where I picked up this guy, but he's got a good jolly belly there. And he also has a little slot where you could put in change. So he was a bank, but just love the simplicity of him and his fun black boots. And then another similar style, but this guy was not he was not a bank, just a decorative vintage Santa with a nice, simple, kind face, I think. And this Santa I got when I was actually just a couple weeks ago in Muscatine, Iowa. There was a wonderful vintage store market right across the street from the Mother of Pearl Button Museum. So he came all the way from Muscatine back to Kansas City to my collection. And actually, my mom treated me to him for Christmas. So he's a little early Christmas present. Thanks, Mom. I also have this plastic Santa, and you can see he has these cute green skis. So what we have here is a fun little sack to put things in. And somebody had it, I forgot who gave me the idea online. She said she remembers the Santa growing up, but he had a little light bulb or light in him. And I thought today with LEDs, how fun, I'll try to find a little bulb to light him up. And Margaret mentioned that she knew the history of this Santa. She posted this right after I sent out a newsletter with this Santa in it, and she said she remembered this at her grandmother's home, and he had come from like a premium or from a bag of flour or oatmeal, that the Santa was the treasure inside the box, not unlike our Cracker Jacks. But thanks, Margaret, for sharing your story, and wonder if anybody else out there has a Santa like that. So please feel free to comment and let us know. And then one last fun little form Santa. You know, these are like a pressed cardboard or and then painted. But this little guy, I don't know, you can see how charming his little face is. So he has blue eyes. So as I was looking at these Santas, putting together things for the live, I thought to myself, okay, what color are Santa's eyes? And I don't know if any of you have any opinions or know anything about the history and Santa's, what color his eyes are supposed to be, but I thought that was something fun to do a little research on and learn. But this little guy is pretty precious. So let's go on to the handmade. So I have a couple more blue-eyed Santas. This guy, he needs some clothes, okay? So since my mom is on the live, I'm going to tell her right now that I'd love for her to make an outfit for our friend that is made out of a sock. And you can see here, I don't know if you can see his poor little bald head with his yarn, but I'm pretty sure the heel of the sock, it became his head. And he has little ears added on, the eyelashes, and a cute little face, I think, with those blue eyes. And if some of you have made different dolls out of socks, I was going to share the Sew It book. I remembered that my Sew It book actually has and you can get this book like on Amazon, or this book actually has instructions. See if I can show you how the stockings were made into dolls. And that is the Sew It book. So this is a fun book, things to make with needle and thread and odds and ends. Great book for if you want to sew with kids, fun projects for the young at heart, as I like to say. Even tie-dye was in that book, which I thought was unique for the era because it was the early 1900s. So, okay, we got this little guy set. Now I'm sharing this Santa was new to my collection, I believe last year or the year before. My friend Derek and Julie, they were moving and they were downsizing some of their collections. And when I went to visit them for a holiday Christmas party, I saw this little handmade piece and fell in love with it, and they let me take it home with me. So I adopted this Santa from Julie and Derek, and he has the funniest little embroidered nose. I just thought he was quite the character with the blue eyes once again too. And then one more handmade. This is a knit Santa, and it goes on a doorknob. You can see how that works. And this was my mother mother-in-law made this. So my husband always, this is the first thing he gets out at Christmas. And again, we've got blue eyes and fun yarn hair, just like our little naked friend. Um, so there you go with some handmade Santas. Like I said, I'd share one more manufactured Santa that I forgot to show earlier. And I think if any of you saw, there was a fun little short video with the characters and Christmas music that you can find it on my studio page. But this guy is, I actually put a light in him. There you go. So he lights up. He was a lantern Santa, and he's plastic. He's weighted on the bottom. But again, thanks, Mom. I think you found this treasure for me. All right, how are we doing, Michelle? Are we good, everybody? Again, we'll move on to talking maybe about some ephemera. And I thought I'd start out with a postcard that reminded me of the Santas that I showed to you today. The traditional, red suit with the white fur. So this is a Merry Christmas, and you can see Santa with the stocking and the doll. So I wondered, there was no date on the back of this postcard. Sometimes the postcards have a copyright and a date. So I looked and saw a stamp, and I thought, okay, maybe I can date the postcard by researching the stamp. And what I came to find out was the 2 red stamp, or excuse me, the 2-cent red, as they called them, were the last of the 2-cent styled stamp. And this stamp was used up until 1932 when it was changed to 3 cents. So even though the date was smudged on this, I came to the conclusion that this was probably, around the late 1920s or really early 1930s. And then moving on to a couple more postcards, then we can look at and talk about this particular postcard. I love teddy bears. Some of you may know that I kind of got into crafting with teddy bears way back when. And you can see the little teddy bear asleep under the sleeping child. And this postcard was, I think, 1908. And you can see there, it has the green 1-cent stamp. So just a little something to learn today. And a couple more here. You have different styles of Santa. This, I would say, is more like maybe the St. Nicholas Santa. But it also was the early 1900s. It, again, had the green stamp. But just a beautiful card. And one more. If some of you remember my vintage workshop business that had downloadable images and things, this is a one that was from that collection. And you can see the Merry Christmas. And sometimes, you'll find the cards that haven't been actually sent. And I particularly love the graphics in the postcard. On the backs of postcards are interesting too. And we have, we'll be adding some new images and things to the site soon, but I'll get into more of that next week. I was thinking I would do a project, a free project using a printable next week. And so look forward to that coming soon. All right, let's look at Vintage Notions. So here's the book. Many of you are already familiar with it, and if you're not, it's a great book for Christmas. You could put it on your list to Santa for sure, or put it on your Amazon list for maybe somebody in your family, or ask for some quilt shops and fabric stores carry the book. It was just featured on Stitch On Needlework, which is a store up in Lawrence, Kansas, yesterday. Leslie and Laura do Facebook Live a couple times a week, and they're friends of mine. So I really appreciated them sharing the book to their community on Facebook Live too. So the book is month by month, and the December chapter goes into traditions. It has some recipes, essays, and beyond the material that became a part of Vintage Notions, I collected literally hundreds of the issues. I'm going to share a couple here of the Women's Institute material. So this is the newsletter that they published, the Women's Institute, that was called Inspiration. And I pulled this one since we're on the theme of Santa. And I believe this is 1921. So we're at 99 years ago. And you can see charming graphics. I'll turn it over just to show you the back. And here we have another cute Christmas graphic. But this newsletter carried many testimonials from the students about this course and what it meant to them and their families and their, creative spirit, the joy it brought to them, and how they learned many times to start their own business and become entrepreneurs because of what they learned through the school. So they had two different magazines, Inspiration, and they also had Fashion Service. So I pulled a holiday issue of Fashion Service to share with you guys as well. All right. How many of you, I'd love to know who out there owns the Vintage Notions book, and any comments you want to share with me about maybe what your favorite department is in the book. That's something that the book has that I'll explain here. So it has different departments. Department of Inspiration, where we have essays. The Department of Sewing, where we have patterns. This is a pattern for making a apron out of a man's dress shirt. It's one of the most popular of the magic patterns in the book. And then there's the Department of Cookery, the Department of Beauty, and Amy B's favorite vintage advice. Some of the quirky, practices from 100 years ago that are fun to just learn about and reflect on, appreciate our modern lifestyles and our modern conveniences. That's what this book will do for you too. So keep that in mind for Christmas gifts. And I wanted to share that I do have published beyond the Vintage Notions book, and on you can get these on Amazon. I've done some monthly issues where I've taken the content and I've packaged more of the Vintage Notions, the Women's Institute content into monthly issues. So those are something, if you're yearning for more of the Vintage Notions content, you can look for those. But I'll remind you, in addition to that, I'm putting together this membership, and I want, again, if you didn't hear me at the beginning, if you can keep in touch on our newsletter and social media. I'm going to be sharing a lot more about the membership, and also wanting to get your feedback, because it's really about building a community where we can share and enjoy our collecting and our creativity together, and inspire each other. So moving on, I'm going to share the books with you. That's the last thing I'll share today, are some of my favorite Santa Claus children's books that I've, again, collected for years. Graphics, visuals, vintage content that, is inspiring. I feel like it's timeless. It's really good quality design. And one of those books that I have is from an artist named Fern Bissell Pete. And this is her book, The Night Before Christmas. And one of the reasons I love Fern's pieces is that she uses textiles in her artwork and quilts in her artwork. So I'll show you. I'm just figuring out, you guys, how I can show you what I need to show you. So here's a beautiful graphic from the book that shows the quilt artwork in the book. And again, here, I just love that Santa image. Isn't it wonderful? And here's another sleigh ride with the, you see the different textures on the Santa. And I just realized, I think, one of our lights went down. So if you saw the light change, it's because we did not hook up the ring light to power. We were using the batteries. So tip to learn for Facebook Lives, hook things up to the power. Don't use the batteries, but I think you can still see everything fine. So one more, Santa coming down. There he is jumping in the fireplace. Hopefully there's no fire down there. And there, I'll flip through the pages. It's just a fun book. And there's the Merry Christmas and Stars, and off goes Santa into the moonlight. So that is Fernbissel Peak, the night before Christmas. And one more that I'll quickly share is, this is Jessie Wilcox Smith, and she's a very well-known artist. She did a lot of Good Housekeeping magazines covers in the 1920s, and became very well-known through that artwork and what she did. But this is just a beautiful book. And again, I'm kind of fumbling here, so I want to get to a picture that has a nice view of Santa. So in this book, what I noticed is there's Santa. He is shown proportionately as a smaller guy, not a real big guy. So here he is in front of the fireplace, right? So I think, when we think about Santa and magical characters, we might think about fairies and pixie characters, and so there he is. He's just a little smaller in this book. So I just thought that was an interesting that he was that size. And I'll look at the date. I think this is about 1907 or so, but this is definitely one of the more rare, yes, 1907, one of the more rare books in my collection. So there's Santa with his kids on his lap. So I think this can end us. Michelle, is there anything that you can think of that I need to tell the community? Okay, so I would again appreciate any feedback that you want to share, either in the group, or of course there's also Amy Berkman Studio, which is my Facebook page, and Instagram, which is also Amy Berkman Studio. Another reminder to sign up for my newsletter at amyberkman.com. And when I send you that survey, if you could help me out and fill it out, I'd be so appreciative. So I want everybody to have a great weekend, and I'm not sure if more comments have come through. I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but they've been a little slow here and today, but we're going to keep learning and perfecting our Facebook Lives for you guys. So stay tuned next week. I'll plan to be back at 1 o'clock Central on Friday. And we'll do more with some projects, simple, easy, quick projects for gift giving for Christmas, and some free printables too. So stay tuned and keep in touch during the week, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Thanks, Michelle. Bye, everybody.